40%. 4 out of every 10 Americans over the age of 45 say they feel lonely. And for those of us past 60, it's more than 1 in 3. Right now, today, while you're sitting there, listening to me, and here's the part nobody put in the brochure. Nobody warned you that retirement, the thing you worked your whole life to reach, could feel like this. If any of that just hit a nerve, I want you to stay with me, just for a little while. This one is for you. So let me start with the most important thing I'm going to say today. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing. You did everything right. You worked, you showed up year after year. You looked forward to the day you could finally rest. And now you're here. And some part of it feels quieter and emptier than anyone ever told you it would. That is not a failure. That is not you doing retirement wrong. That is something almost nobody talks about out loud. And we're going to talk about it now, gently, together. Because here's what they don't warn you about. They tell you retirement is the reward, the freedom, the sleeping in, the no more alarm clock, the do whatever you want. And some of that is real, and it's wonderful. But what they don't tell you is what leaves when the work leaves. For 40, 50 years, you had a reason to get up, a place to be, people who expected you. There was a rhythm to your days, whether you noticed it or not. There were the folks at work, and you might not have called them your best friends, but you saw them every single day. You knew about their kids, they knew about yours. There was somebody to say good morning to, and then one day, all of that just stops, all at once. The structure is gone. The reason to get dressed by a certain hour is gone. And those daily faces, those little conversations that filled up your day without you ever realizing they were holding you up, they're gone too. Nobody warns you that you don't just retire from a job. You retire from a whole little world of people, and the house gets very quiet when that world goes away. So if you've been sitting there in the stillness, wondering, why don't I feel the way I thought I'd feel? Please hear me. There's nothing wrong with you. You're feeling the shape of something that left. That's all. Now, let me show you something, because I think it will take some weight off your shoulders. And I want to be clear with you. This is real. This isn't me guessing. This is a genuine study done in 2025 by AARP. That's the largest organization for older Americans in the whole country. And they surveyed thousands of adults all across the United States to find out how people our age are really feeling. And do you know what they found? 4 in 10 adults 45 and older are lonely, and that number has gone up from where it was back in 2010 and 2018. It's rising. And for the 60 and older crowd, it's about 35%, more than a third of us. ARP-O-Sharpie. And here's the part that matters most to you and me. When those researchers looked at what actually causes this, do you know what came up right at the top of the list? Retirement, children growing up and moving away, losing the people we love, the hill retirement. It was right there in the findings. So this thing you've been feeling, and maybe blaming yourself for, the experts have a name for it and a number for it, and they found it sitting in the lives of millions of people just like you. So look around the next time you're out, the grocery store, the waiting room, the pew at church. A whole lot of those calm, ordinary-looking people are carrying the very same quiet you're carrying. You just can't see it on them. The same way they can't see it on you. It's not just you. It was never just you. Now, let me name some of the little moments, because I think when you hear them out loud, you'll feel a little less alone in them. There's that first Monday, the first Monday after you've retired, when you wake up and realize you have nowhere to be. And the first few of those feel like a vacation. But then the Mondays keep coming, and one of them stops feeling like freedom and starts feeling like nothing. Just another open, empty day. There's the moment you reach for your morning routine, the coffee, the getting ready, the heading out the door, and you stop halfway through, because there's no door to head out of anymore. No one's expecting you. So why rush? Why even get dressed? There's the afternoon. That long, slow stretch after lunch where there is simply nothing on the calendar. Hours and hours of it. And it's not even sad, exactly. It's just empty. It just sits there with you. There's the day that goes by where you suddenly realize, at bedtime, that the only person you actually spoke to all day was the cashier at the store. Did you find everything okay? Yes? Thank you. And that was your whole conversation for the entire day. There's running into someone who asks, "So, what do you do?" And you feel that little pause inside because you're not quite sure how to answer that anymore. You used to know exactly who you were. Now the question lands a little strange. There's the weekend that doesn't feel like a weekend because every day is the same now. Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday. They all blur into the same chair, the same window, the same quiet. And there's the moment you put the television on, not even to watch it, but just so there are voices in the house, just so it doesn't feel so still, just so it feels even a little like other people are home. If even one of those landed in your chest, I want you to take a breath. Because you are okay. You are completely normally okay. You are a good person having a very human reaction to a very big change that nobody prepared you for. Now let me ask you something, and I really do mean it. How long have you been feeling this way? I'd love for you to tell me, right down there in the comments, just a word or two. Has it been since the week you retired? A few months? A few years? There's no wrong answer here, and there's no judgment. Just put it down there. It helps to name it, and it helps the next person who scrolls by and realizes they're not the only one carrying it. And while you're down there, if there's a topic you wish somebody would just talk about honestly, drop it in the comments too. I read every single one. Everyone. You are not shouting into an empty room here. I'm listening. Okay. Take a breath with me, because now I want to talk about what helps. And first, let me be very clear. This is not homework. I am not going to hand you a big list of chores and then make you feel guilty for not doing them. That's the last thing you need. These are small, free, gentle things. You could try one. You could try none. There's no pressure at all. But you might find that one of them makes the day feel just a little lighter. And a little lighter is a real thing. It matters more than you'd think. So here's the first one. Give your day one anchor. Just one. Retirement took away the structure all at once, so we're going to put one small piece of it back. Gently, on your terms. One thing, at roughly the same time each day, that's just yours. A walk after breakfast, coffee on the porch at 10, the crossword at the kitchen table, it sounds almost too simple. But when the whole day is open and empty, one little anchor gives you something to stand on. The day stops floating. You'd be surprised what that does. Here's the second one. Become a regular somewhere. And I don't mean you have to make friends or strike up big conversations. I just mean pick one place and keep showing up to it. The same coffee shop at the same time, the same bench in the park, the same checkout line, the same diner, the same library. Because here's the quiet magic of it. When you keep showing up, people start to know your face. The fella behind the counter starts saying, the usual. The lady at the library starts nodding hello. You don't have to perform. You just have to keep being there. And slowly, without any effort at all, you stop being a stranger in your own town. You become a regular, a familiar face, somebody people notice when you're not there. And before I give you the last one, can I tell you something? If you've been talking to the dog all day, or the cat or the bird or the houseplant by the window, keep right on doing it. I mean that. That dog thinks you are the most fascinating person who has ever lived. He hangs on your every word. And honestly, He's not wrong about you. So you keep telling him about your day. That's not a sad thing. That's love, going both directions in a quiet house. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Now here's the last one, and I want you to really listen, because most people don't even know it exists. There is a phone line made specifically for people our age. It's called the Friendship Line. It's free. It's open 24 hours a day, every single day. Real, trained people on the other end. And here's the part that matters most. You do not have to be in any kind of crisis to call it. You can call it just to talk. Just to hear a kind voice on a quiet afternoon. Just because the house got too still and you wanted to say something out loud to a human being who would actually answer. That is exactly, precisely what it's for. Aging. Let me give you the number slowly, so you can write it down or just tuck it in the back of your mind for a day you might need it. It's 1-800-971-0016. 1-800-971-0016. The Friendship Line. Keep it somewhere safe. You may never use it, but it's an awful comfort just to know it's there. Beth a Difference SV. So that's it. One small anchor in your day, one place where you become a familiar face, and one friendly number for the harder afternoons. Pick one, pick none. There's no test at the end of this, but you just might feel a little lighter, and you have earned the right to feel a little lighter. Before I let you go, I want to say a few things straight to you. Just you. Whoever you are, sitting there in your chair, in your quiet house, listening to me right now. You are not invisible. I know it can feel that way, like the world got busy and fast and somehow stopped looking in your direction. But you are not invisible. You were seen today. You are seen right now. You are not finished. Retirement is not the end of your story. It's a chapter, a new one, a quieter one maybe. But there are still good days in front of you. Still room for new faces, new little routines, new small joys. You are not done, not even close. And you are not alone. Even on the days it feels like the loneliest thing in the world, you are not alone in it. More than a third of the people your age feel exactly what you feel tonight. And one of them sat down and made this whole thing, just so you'd know it. I make a new one of these every Tuesday, so if this helped today, come on back and find me. I'll be right here. Same chair, same time, same understanding. We'll get through these quiet days together, you and me. Take care of yourself. I really mean that. And I'll see you next Tuesday.